Boy, you.
Yo.
Oh shit.
Hey, it's Taco Tuesday, JB. No, for all my compadres out there, Viva Mexico. I'm representing today for everybody tuned in on YouTube and Facebook. You can check out my hat, man. I'm representing Mexico.
Mexico.
Oh, rich tradition in boxing, JB. Real rich tradition. They got one of the best in the game, Saul Canelo Alvarez. The talent pool is not as deep as it once was, but hey, they always bring us great, exciting matchups, man. And just wanted to shout out one of my all-time favorites, JB. Career was cut short. Salvador Sanchez, man. Just want to shout him out this episode, man.
So.
But hey, we back, baby. Episode 9. Her Business Podcast. Her Business.
Back in this thing, you heard?
JB and CP, man. Run it down to him, JB.
First things up, man. We got let's back it up. Let's back it up.
First things up. Know where we at with it.
Yeah. First of all, look. We got we want to shout out the Pugilism Company, for picking up the podcast, video podcast. If y'all not familiar with all of the platforms we on Apple Podcasts, we on Google Podcasts, we on Spotify, we on Deezer, man, we got a whole bunch of them, bro. Like, hold on a second. We on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Pandora, TuneIn, plus Alexa, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Listen Notes, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Castro, Castbox. And like I said, man, you can follow us on YouTube, The Locker Room. You can find this episode and every other episode previous on our backlog on the Pugilism Company. Man, we everywhere, man. We drop on Tuesdays and Fridays. Y'all already know.
We just out here working, baby.
We out here working, man. We out here putting it down for y'all. Trying to stay current. Trying to stay in real time as much as possible. Man, y'all just tune in, man. Shit. I mean, it ain't too much Nick to say at this particular point, bro. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all know us. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this for 4 weeks now? 2 episodes a week.
It's number 5 right here, week 5, beginning of it.
Yeah.
Hey, make sure y'all like the video, comment, share the video. You know what I'm saying? Show us some love out there, people.
Yeah, man.
Let us know where you at with it. When you watch the video, comment, man, where you from, where you watching us from or listening from, guys.
Yeah, and if you got a problem with finding our podcast, our audio log on different platforms, all you need to do is go to my my Instagram page at 337 Urban Legend, and then go into the link tree, and everything is listed right there, man. So shit, it ain't no excuse, bro. If y'all want to find it, y'all don't want to look at our ugly ass faces or whatever, y'all can always go on the platform, just listen at what we got to say. So, it's right there, it's laid up. I got it all in the link tree, broke down for the YouTube, Spotify, Apple. I haven't added all the other ones, but that's the main ones: Apple, Google, and Spotify. We might be leaving Spotify like Joe Budden did. You dig what I'm saying? We don't know yet. It just depends on how that check look. You feel me? All the other checks looking pretty good, man. It's just we don't know what's going on with that one just yet, man. We about to get behind the scenes and shit. I've been I think I'm gonna go ahead and reach out to Joe Budden, man, since he got all the info, all the analytics, and we need to figure it out. Then he got all the juice. Shit, we need to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? To see what he got. Cause like he said, he went and got the information so he could bring it back to the people and let us know what's going on. We would have never signed this Spotify deal if he wasn't there. You feel me? You dig what I'm saying? So we
Joe Budden influenced.
Yeah, man. So shit, we wouldn't have never signed a deal, bro, if we didn't know. So we gotta figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, boxing news. We're gonna go right into it. Ugas, he earned a split decision against Ramos. Let me do this though first. he almost got robbed. Okay? He almost got robbed, right? Because, a split decision, we both know that some judges wasn't in agreement. But I had Ugas winning every round, I think, except the third round. You know what I'm saying? Ramos gave him a little bit of problems in the third round, but after that, it was pretty much a landslide, right? But two of the judges, now check this out, right? Two of the judges in that split decision had it 115, 113, and bizarrely, one judge had it 117, 111 for Ramos.
How does that happen? Like,
man,
is Ramos, was he some kind of, I don't understand that. Yordenis Ugas is the guy that's supposed to be, one of the heavy hitters. He's ranked top 10.
Yeah, ranked top 10 and everything.
Like, he's a money producer for the PBC. I don't understand how this happens other than just pure, plain, bad judging. Like, there's no corruption here. It's just negligence. You know what I'm saying? We really got to look at who is sitting ringside at these fights, man.
Yeah, exactly, man. And Ugas, man, with copybox numbers, based on copybox numbers, he beat him in every category in every round. Shit's crazy. He beat him in every category in every round, from jabs to power punches to the final stat report to the punches per round. He beat him in damn near every stat, man. How you walk around and you just award his opponent 117 and 111? I don't know what it was based on, but at any rate, it wasn't a robbery. Let's just say that. I don't want to harp on it too much because it wasn't a robbery. Now, if it was the other way around and this was a robbery, we'd have a lot more to say, but it wasn't a robbery. He got out of there he got out of town with a split decision.
It's just like like Arsenio Hall used to say, things that make you go,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't understand that.
How does this happen? You know what I'm saying? It should have been an easy, clear-cut win for Ugas, but he got out of there. That's the main thing. Hey, goes back to what I said.
A win is a win. You got the W.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, we live to fight another day, baby.
Yep. The night before, Heron and what's his name? Oquendo. That's how you pronounce it. Oquendo. Okay. Basically,
Puerto Rican, man. Puerto Rican guys, man. They got
bullshit.
Sometimes. No. Listen, it could be Oquendo. It just depends on your lingo.
Yeah, true. But at any rate, he's a bullshit fighter. The boy led with his head the whole night. This is what I know. But at the same time, Jamel Herring, he cannot walk away from the fact that he quit after the 8th round. I understand that he couldn't see. That was the story. That he was running he couldn't wait to run back to Bomac and say, hey, man, I can't see nothing. I'm blind. I'm, all this other stuff, right? I questioned his heart in that whole fight. His opponent was bringing it to him, roughing him up. I just think that Jamel Herring didn't use his distance like he should have. He was trying to do too much inside fighting. Every time Oquendo got close to him, he grabbed him. They tried to shuffle. They was getting into a little scuffle here and there. I just think he looked off. I'm gonna give him the nod though, because at the end of the day, his opponent did headbutt him, and it was intentional. But I think they used the rules, him and Bomac especially used the rules to their advantage, man. I just felt like, this was the time. I agree with Andre Ward in the broadcast, man. I wanted to see Herring dig down, use this moment to dig down and say, okay, you got me in trouble. You got me in a position right now. Let me go ahead and show my grit. Let me show my championship heart, and let me dig myself out of this. Because all he had was 4 rounds left.
All right.
And clearly he could see. He could clearly see. You know what I mean?
All right, here we go. Round 1, sloppy. Could have gone either way. I'll give it to Oquendo.
Yeah, sloppy.
Herring took control of that fight and dominated rounds 2 through 5. Dropped him in round 5.
He did do that.
The only thing landed by Oquendo during the entire time was headbutts and rabbit punches.
True.
Tony Weeks
But let's say this.
Tony Weeks. Hold on. Listen. Tony
Go ahead.
Weeks, at the time that the headbutt happened, immediately ruled it intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he did that.
So,
did he take a point? He took a point.
No, he took a point. No, he took a point later on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he took a point later on. Okay, and now 1 point was deducted. Herring dominated the round. Okay. At the point of the fight that the fight was stopped, Herring was up 7 rounds to 1. 7-1. So I hear what you're saying about what he could have done, but what he was doing was effective. He was beating the boy up. He was beating him on the inside. Whenever he fought on the outside, he was beating him. The only thing that he couldn't stop was the headbutts and the rabbit punches. The guy was aggressive, but it was ineffective aggression.
Okay, I give you that. But here's the thing. With that. The reason why I said that he kind of let me down is because this was a showcase fight for him going into the Frampton fight, right? And I had my high hopes for him. I expected him to do a lot more in this showcase fight. But also, the knockdown that he had, that he scored it from the outside. He didn't score from the inside. And if you notice, he decided to make this fight an inside fight. I don't know if it was intentional or it was on purpose, or he just couldn't stop the bullheadedness that his opponent, that Oquendo, was coming in with. But it just seemed like to me, every time Oquendo got close to him, he tied him up, and then they got into a blend in the inside. And I don't know if that was the game plan or not.
It probably wasn't the game plan, but you have to. Boxing is about adapting. He had to adapt to what was going on. If the guy's rushing in, you got to take what's there. He was catching him on the way in, tying him up, working on the inside, and doing the best he could. He did what he had to do. The only issue I don't have an issue with Herring. The doctor checked him out, said he couldn't see. The problem I have at that point, Bomac, once again, he puts his foot in his mouth. He makes his fighter look bad. He is over there trying to get Tony Weeks to guarantee him that they will win the fight if they go the route of not being able to see and can't continue. Your job as a trainer is to know the rules. That's your job as well.
Yeah, that was some sucker shit.
You just know the rules, and you act in the best interests of your fighter. You cannot put him out there, make him look bad, and give Tim Bradley the end, because that's all he was waiting on. He went on a rant about looking for a way out. I don't believe that the man was looking for a way out, because he was kicking the guy's ass. You know what I'm saying? I believe that the cut really did bother him, and he couldn't see. And the cut happened from an intentional foul. So at that point, it's a DQ. If it was an accidental headbutt, it would have went to the cards, in which case Herring still would have won. So in my opinion, it's a non-issue.
So you don't think that he quit in the 8th round? You don't consider that as a quit? Or did he use the rules to his advantage?
I think he really couldn't see. Okay. And I think Bomac made him look bad. That's what I think happened. So
okay.
I think he couldn't. Yeah, I think the headbutt caused him, opened up a cut that began to gradually get worse as the fight went on, and he couldn't see. The doctor looked at it. He agreed. Fight was stopped.
Did you? Okay. Sorry. So let's say we agree to disagree on that. But also, because I thought he could see. I thought he was running to the damn corner as soon as the round was over, saying, "Oh, I can't see." But let's scratch that, right?
Yeah, let's just scratch that. But check that out though. If you in a fight and you can't see, that's how you gonna run over to the corner. It's not a calm situation.
True. But also, do you think this performance showed that he have enough grit, enough heart, and enough substance in his enough tools in his tool bag to be able to deal with a fighter like Carl Frampton?
he showed, like you said, he had no business on the inside, but he fought on the inside.
Yeah, he didn't have no business on the inside.
But he can do it. So, and that's what you're gonna have to do against Frampton. Now, you're gonna have to have some spots where you do that. You don't want to fight the whole fight like that.
No.
Yeah.
See, he's gonna need his distance because Carl Frampton is gonna get on him, and we know it already. So to me, I didn't see that he had the ability to keep, his opponent away from him as much as he needed to with his jab and this and that. But like I said, man, I think that it'll be a good fight for him. I just think that he didn't really show me enough to say, okay, he can beat Frampton at this particular point. And even after the fact, he had a little situation on Twitter. He kind of been having some last couple of days, man. He's been having a little bit of I think he's been trying to get a pity party going. But all right, first tweet after the fight, he said, "I accept all credit." This is Jamel Harrington saying
Jamel Harrington.
Yeah, Jamel Harrington. He said, "I accept all criticism. I'm not going to run or hide from me. Nor will I celebrate or make any excuses for tonight. If anything, I'm more frustrated. I need to tighten up for Frampton. Simple as that." So to me, he's kind of agreeing with the public, understanding that he didn't answer as many questions as we thought that he was going to answer. Because, like I said, this was a showcase fight for him, leading him into one of the biggest fights of his career. So I think that he even knew that he could have did more. But then his second tweet after that was this. "Sitting in the hospital alone while being called out with all sorts of negativity is something else. I'm not angry. I'm not sad. I'm just in deep thought. I will still fulfill my obligations against Frampton, but that fight might be my last. Lost too much time with my family as it is." Now, that's letting me know, that sounds like a fighter that knows he had a piss poor performance and knows that if he don't tighten up, he's going to get slaughtered against his opponent coming up. You understand? And I'm gonna take a page out of what Dana White always say. When you start threatening retirement, you start pump faking retirement, you start even talking about it. You're not even talking about it. If you wake up with retirement on your mind, it's time for you to hang it up because this ain't the game for you no more. So I think that he's gonna have to do a little bit of soul searching, and he's gonna really have to get some things in check. And I don't want to criticize him too much because he's a war veteran. You understand what I'm saying? He served this country proud. I'm never going, and I don't really want to. And let me back up a second. I don't want to advertise this situation, my opinion, like I'm questioning his heart as a man. I'm not questioning his heart as a man. I'm questioning his heart in terms of being able to deal with.
Questioning his heart for the sport.
Yeah, his heart for the sport, right? So my point is I think he needs to do a little bit of soul searching, and I think the time, but now
and figure out whether he wants to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not all the way in, you need to get out. I agree with you on that. But I agree. I think if he's there, mentally, physically, he's a tough opponent for Carl Frampton, and it'll be a good fight. I'd love to see it. I hope he can get things together.
Yeah. Okay. Anderson, Jared Anderson, right? He was on the undercard of the top rank. Man, I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to keep it short and sweet. A lot of people is trying to dub Jared Anderson and put him in the same league as Daniel Dubois. I think Jared Anderson is a good fighter. I've seen what he can do. I haven't seen what it's no way we can see with 5 or 6 fights what he can do against the upper echelon of the heavyweight division, right? But understanding that the heavyweight division is not the deepest division in boxing, I think he can make some noise. You know what I'm saying? He scored a 4-round knockout against somebody who was game, somebody who done stopped a couple prospects in their tracks in his career. But I think he can make some noise. I just don't know how much noise he can make. All I'm saying is once he gets to like the top 10, then I have a better assessment of it. But people was asking me about him. I really can't
want to stay away from judging heavyweights in 6 fights, especially guys like this. another big baby. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I had to see some more, man. Just show me some more. I don't really have anything to say pro or con. I just need to see some more. I need to see step up in competition. I mean, he's knocking guys out, but who are these people? We don't know.
Yeah. I'm talking about Uber drivers, cab drivers, bus drivers. What are they? I don't know. What they working at? They working at the local 7-Eleven during the daytime and they fight at night. We don't know. But at the end of the day, there was, I had a few people hitting me up saying profile them, see what they're about, this and that and the third. I can only profile what I got, and 5 or 6 fights just ain't enough. It's just not enough resume there for us to even do a deep dive on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
What we got on in the welterweight division, man?
Ooh, man, we got a few things, man, but I want to say that Top Rank then got a little bit more invested in the Crawford and Kell Brook negotiations. They offered $2 million. They upped the ante up $500,000. So they putting a little bit of ass behind that offer. I still say it's a low ball offer. I still say it's an offer to just throw out there so Kell Brook can reject it and move on. So Bomac, Crawford, and the whole Top Rank team can continue pumping this narrative that nobody outside of Top Rank fighters want to fight Bud. So I still think $2 million not gonna move, bro. I will be surprised if this fight even take place. At this particular point, it's one offer got denied. Now this offer's coming up. I mean, I think it's gonna be a little bit money on the. They're gonna need to put a little bit more money on the table to move them, man. But
whatever they do is what they do, because Bomac killed my interest in this fight. Not gonna change my stance on it. I don't want to see the fight.
Yep.
I want to see Crawford versus Spence or Pacquiao, or against one of the PBC guys over there. He needs to cross the street and make some headway towards a showdown. That's my stance. That's my stance on Terrence Bud Crawford at this juncture.
Yeah. Let me just say this though to Terrence Crawford, man. Bro, your trainer is really turning people off from being interested in anything you got going on, bro. Just want to put it out there, man. So if anything, man, you need to get back out there and start doing a little bit more talking, being a little bit more social, because your trainer really got you looking like a fool, bro.
Let's talk about this for 1 second. Is he, you know how sometimes, man, you get these trainers who they brought a fighter up, you know what I'm saying? And once you get to a certain level, man, they've taken you as far as you can go.
That's it, man. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe it's time for Terrence to give the guy kind of more of a background role and let somebody with some savvy get in there, man. Somebody with a little more professionalism and tact.
Yeah.
Handle his corner, man. Because I mean, it's some things you just need to you need to let the fighter be the face, and you need to stop. When did trainer start doing all these interviews, man?
Man, Freddie Roach really started it. I'm not gonna say Freddie Roach did. He had fighters in the past to do it,
they speaking for these fighters, and they putting words in the fighters' mouths. Let the fighter be the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Stop all the dancing in the videos. It's like you want to be Puff Daddy, bro. Step back, man, and do your job. Get the man ready for the fights. Know the rules, and just be the trainer. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, man. That's the thing especially with him, man. I feel like Bomac, man. He too much. He wide. And I like people being turned up. I'm not gonna knock that, but I just feel like he misrepresenting what Terrence is really all about. And I know you built him up. I know you done had him a while. All of that shit. I can understand all of that, man. But what I don't like is that Terrence Crawford done made us believe, especially me, I'm a fan of him. He made me believe, bro, that he a world beater. He'll fight anybody. I don't give a fuck who you put in front of him. But then you got somebody like Bomac comes out there and says shit like, well, he's not going to fight anybody that doesn't have a title. And what's the point of fighting somebody who was just ranked number 1 in Keith Thurman? That's an ex-champ. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate that kind of shit. But you're going to fight, but you're willing to give a fighter that's been off a minute, that then got his brains beat in, you dig what I'm saying, by the best at 160 at that particular point in time in Triple G, and the best at 147 that's currently reigning as a champion right now in Kell Brook. You're going to give him $2 million to fight him instead of going over there and just fighting somebody that you know you can get it in with right now, and it could be credible. You understand what I'm saying? And when Bomac say shit like, oh, I'm not going to fight him, but we'll fight this one, it's basically, you basically saying, bro, like, you're basically shitting on all the fighters' agenda in trying to make everybody believe, man, that he willing to fight anybody and he the best in the world, man. And I think he turning off a lot of fans. And I think if Bud don't check his ass and let him know, bro, hey, man, your camera time need to get cut short. You know what I'm saying? Then we're going to have a problem. But until then, you know, you're going to constantly see him going on the interviews, going on the radio, and talking that shit.
All right. Hey, now, Errol Spence went on Twitter, and this all started now after the Ugas fight. You know, Errol started off, and it's an interesting little thread here. He starts off, he says, I don't know what I don't know what's what. So Manny's super champ, and Ugas is regular champ. And then he said, does every sanctioning body have a regular and super champion? Are the fees the same percentage? Can someone get all the secondary belts and be undisputed or nah? Then his final question, how Porter get ranked 1 in the WBA and one of my belts and I just beat him?
And that's the most important thing, because we just talked about ranks last week. I mean, yeah, we talked about ranks last Friday with the Sergio Martinez situation, man. That's the point I was making. You cannot have a flawed ranking system and expect to have credibility. You understand? How does Porter become the number 1 contender? Like, tell me what he done. He just beat Formella? What the fuck? Was Formella even ranked at with a WBA? What was it? What was it? Let me see. Hold on real quick. Was Formella even ranked?
The main thing here, we all know what it is. It's money. They're creating all these belts. They're creating all these belts for sanctioning fees. I mean, he really got to the bottom of it. Now, the fight with Sebastian Formella was for the vacant WBC silver welterweight title, so it really had nothing to even do with the WBA. But this is my thing. I don't have a problem with Sean Porter being ranked number 1 by the WBA. Who else is over Sean Porter? He fought a tough fight with Errol Spence. Good close fight that Errol Spence won. We know he won, but it was a good fight. He bounced back and handled his business against Formella. So, I mean, why not put him number 1 at the WBA and then we go from there. Now, you see, because Errol Spence is a title holder, so unifications take precedence over number 1 contenders anyway. So if he can work a deal with Manny Pacquiao, then he doesn't have to worry about who the number 1 is with the WBA. He just needs to line up a fight with the champion, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think all Errol was doing was just generating conversation on Twitter. You know, from how it started, you know, with him talking about all the different belts in the division and the sanctioning fees. You know, I think he was just getting some dialogue going. I don't think he was really too concerned about.
So Porter, what you saying is
number 1.
So what you saying is, with Porter being ranked, it really don't matter. If he can line up a fight with a champion, he can always double back and come back to that little situation. And it was a close fight.
Yeah,
I feel you. But I feel you on that. But you're only as good as your last outing, right?
Right.
And Porter really didn't look like he got a win. It was a win. You know what I'm saying? It was a W, but to say that he ready to fight for fight for a title and this, that, and the third. I just don't see it. But at the same time, you make a good point. I didn't really think about it that way. That as long as Errol could tie up line up a unification fight, he can always come back to that situation, and it'll still be a fight. So it's not like Porter didn't earn it. I just think that everybody putting Porter back on this pedestal and shit, like he's just oh man, I just beat. Oh man, I'm supposed to just get a title. No, man, like that shit was whack. You know it and I know it, man. That shit was horrible. I mean, you should have went in there. If anything, that boy wasn't even supposed to be in the ring with you. You should have closed him out. You want to be real. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't. So, but still, like you said, it really ain't too much of a hoopla you can make about it. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, because let's look at it. At welterweight, you got Errol, you got Crawford, you got Pacquiao. Porter's number 4 right there. Then you got Thurman, Garcia, Ugas, Lipnitz, Virgil Ortiz, and Mikey Garcia. So I don't really have an issue. I mean, who you gonna put Keith Thurman number 1?
Yep. You know why? You know why I put Keith Thurman number 1? He lost against Manny Pacquiao, who's the current champion right now, right? And he also beat Porter, but he never fought. He never fought Errol.
But you just said you as good as your what? Last
you as
fight.
Good as your last out. You as good as your last out.
He has not fought since he lost to Manny Pacquiao. So you can't put a guy who just lost.
But let me say this.
Number 1.
But I will say this though. His loss against Manny Pacquiao to me was more impressive than Porter's win against Formella.
But it's a win.
It is a W though. I know what you mean. It is a W. But if I had to say, one or the other, I'd take Thurman just because, the Pacquiao fight and the Pacquiao loss was way more better. Even though it was a loss, it was just the quality of opponent he lost
but
to.
You can't put Thurman back in line to fight for the same title he just lost right then.
Not right then. I mean, you could.
That's the WBA, so he would be for that. Manny Pacquiao is the super champion.
But what about Porter fighting Thurman again?
Porter is number 1, so he could fight Pacquiao, which would be a good fight.
I would like that fight. I like that fight.
Or he could avenge his close win against Ugas.
Yeah, Ugas. But still though, he could fight Thurman though, and try to avenge that loss.
But he's number 1.
But it don't matter. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's forgetting Thurman. Everybody's forgetting.
But it's
man.
It's so close. It's really, you can't say, this is a bad move. I don't have a problem with it, me personally.
One way or the other, they all gonna have to fight each other. That's for sure.
And one way or the other, you're gonna have questions.
Yeah, because it's so, like you say, it's so close. The talent pool is so close. The decisions and the fights that they already has been so close. So it could go either way. I feel you on that. Now, Chavez put De La Hoya on notice though. You know what I'm saying? Wait, hold up. I forgot. Well, this episode in De La Hoya news.
Oh my God, man. Why are these geriatric pugilists dominating the news cycle? How? Man, this goes to show you, man. A name in boxing would take you a long way because there's no way we're supposed to be paying this any attention. Hey, right now, if you're still listening, like the video, subscribe to the channel on whatever platform you're listening to it on. If you listen to it on the Pugilist Company, hit that subscribe button. If you're listening to it on the Locker Room, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share.
Yeah. And not only that, too, if you're not watching the video, but you're listening to it on all the other audio programs like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, whatever, subscribe to the podcast. You dig what I'm saying?
So that way, anytime we upload, you'll get notified.
For real. And set your and download each episode too, man. So so you never miss an episode. You can always go back to it. But going back to Chavez, he called out De La Hoya, man. And I'm one of them guys. been saying De La Hoya, man, is full of shit. You know, he ain't gonna really do nothing. You know, he gonna make some noise a little bit and say he gonna fight. I don't think he gonna fight. I think it's gonna be some exhibition shit. So Chavez basically said, if I had to fight him, it'll be the last exhibition I do. But I gotta do it in front of fans, not without. I want everyone to see the beating I give him. You know for a fact, Chavez been trying to avenge them losses that he took at the tail end of his career by Oscar De La Hoya forever.
So is he counting on De La Hoya having slowed down so much? Because if you couldn't beat him then,
you might not be able to beat him.
Yeah, you're older.
Yeah.
As he's gotten older, you've gotten older. You've gotten slower.
Yeah.
You've lost some faculties, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what? I don't know. I'd watch it.
You know what else too? It's a pride thing though.
Yeah, I'd watch it just to see. It's like a train wreck. You can't take your eyes off it. But I mean, really, come on, man.
Right.
Come on.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Once they get the rumbling and them old arms get the flaring all over the place, man, that shit gonna be hilarious. I'm telling you, just like with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, man. Everybody talking that shit about that fight. I'm gonna watch it, bro. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm only gonna watch it for the engagement. Like I'm telling you, off everything I love, man. The first person that get hit in the mouth, them old arms gonna be swinging all over the place, man. That shit is gonna be funny. And it's the same thing the same thing gonna happen with De La Hoya and Chavez. It's a pride thing with Chavez, man. You already know that.
Hey, you see the hat? It's Mexican pride.
You know
he still is pissed off that young buck came and whooped him twice.
For everybody, and you know, Chavez was the Mexican hero. You know, he was the Mexican hero, and at that time,
an icon.
And at that time, everybody was saying De La Hoya wasn't Mexican enough.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mexican American. He won the gold medal for the USA. You know, East LA. Yeah.
Everybody know that narrative, bro. So at the end so right now, you know, and on top of that, you take all of those things and then you take into account that he beat Chavez twice. You know, one was with a cut and some other shit. It's some crazy shit, whatever happened, right? And everybody can have their opinion about it, but still in all,
I'll tune in to go. I'll go down memory lane. I'll go down memory lane on that one.
Yeah, me too. These Charlo twins, man, y'all disappointing me, guys. I ain't gonna lie. Mel, I know you got your YouTube channel up, man. Ringside with the Lion. Shout out to y'all, man. You're doing a great job over there with that channel, man. And Maul, you know, you trying to stay out of the limelight when you had another kid, right, whatever. Man, y'all doing so much right now to separate yourself from each other, bro. I don't understand where the animosity coming from. And with y'all being brothers, I think y'all need to keep that shit out of the public. You understand? Because y'all had the little spat that happened maybe like a couple weeks back. And then y'all did this makeup video live on Instagram. And then y'all get right on there with Brian Custer, man, and get to beefing. I understand brothers bump heads. I understand family bump heads, man. But goddamn, bro. Like, y'all can't even have a sensible conversation without it being a competition thing. And it's even got to a point where Jamel is basically claiming his loss like a badge of honor to separate himself away from his brother. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I just feel like, you know, the Ryan Shields thing is becoming a little bit of a ear sore to Jamal, you know, because Jamal, he looks up to Ryan Shields. You know, he think Ryan Shields is the best thing since fucking sliced bread, you know? And, you know, Mel been kind of shitting on him in the public. I feel like that's a conversation, bro, they need to have outside of cameras, outside of everything. I know it's entertaining for us, man, but I don't really want to see him beefing, bro. I hate that shit.
Look, man.
I hate it, bro. I hate that shit.
You reading too much into this, man. They got a fight coming up September 26th. This is all promotion.
But not with each other. They have a fight.
Promotion.
Yeah, but goddamn, not with each other.
They're getting buzz. We're talking about it. This is the point of the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? We're going to tune in. You know, what are the Charlo twins going to do tonight? Are they going to, after they get through whooping up on their opponent, are they going to get into it with each other? You know, who knows? This is boxing. It is great. It is entertainment. It's everything we want. And I love those two volatile, hot-head motherfuckers. I love them. Hey, keep that shit coming, guys. Look, be you. Because we know brothers fight. Fuck it. It's what it is. We know at the end of the day, if anybody, if they hear the shit you said, they both gonna attack you.
True.
And I'm gonna have to stand up for you. So listen, me and you gonna argue on this motherfucker, and we might get into it and some more shit. But if somebody come at you, I got your back. Same thing with those guys, man. It's siblings, man. They fight. Fuck it.
Yeah. I feel you. Well, I'm gonna let them do what they do, man. I just think they need to shut the fuck up in public. And somebody needs to take the mics away from them niggas, man. Because I think
no. Every time you get a chance, stick a mic in front of their face, man. Especially that damn Jamel.
Jamel do be going off. I'm not gonna lie. Let me tell you something about Mel, man. Like, bro, I watched this motherfucker, man, go off. I was at I was doing some interviews in the back at the Spence and Garcia fight in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we was doing an interview and shit. I think we was interviewing Pacquiao or some shit. Man, this motherfucker came and ran. It's a video on YouTube. Y'all motherfuckers think I'm lying. I was there. I got the video. I got the tape. Man, this motherfucker ran across the little dude that I was working with at the time, and he just walked in front of him. He was just like, man, fuck that motherfucker, man. We ain't doing no interview with that, because I think his brother was talking to the little guy. I think his name was Sean or something. Ran up on that, just tripping. Said, man, fuck that motherfucker, man. We ain't doing no interview with these motherfuckers. He wasn't talking about me. He was talking about the dude that Maul was doing the interview with. Because, you know, it's different outlets in the back and shit.
He going to be talking about you soon. Go ahead.
Bro, he was like, man, fuck that shit, man. We ain't doing no interview with these motherfuckers. And I'm looking at this motherfucker like, damn, bro. Man, if this motherfucker chunk a punch at this motherfucker, is over with. You know what I'm saying? But
you never know.
You never know. But the way he was acting, dog, and the way he was going off and shit, like, I was just on alert, like, yeah, man, I think he about to punch the shit out this motherfucker right about now. bro, the shit was so funny, dog. Man. And ever since then, bro, and there was another guy named Tyler that was there at the time too. And cause I think he know him like personally and shit. He be talking to him and shit. I think he do interviews with him. And he was telling me, man, how cool it was. I didn't know him before, but then when I met him and shit and talked to him, they was real cool and shit. Cause I had did a little special with Mel for Christmas time. I mean, with Maul for Christmas time. I ain't never really encountered Mel at that time. But then that's when I seen, to make a long story short, that's when I seen how volatile Mel was, and that shit was exciting to me. It was like standing on side of a motherfucking wild lion, nigga, and I was just like, yeah, man, this motherfucker about to beat the shit out of him.
It's and almost like Mike Tyson in his prime. You don't know what you gonna get.
Bro, that shit was motherfucking funny. And I was like, yeah. But look, and shout out to the Charlo brothers, man. H-Town all day, man. You know, y'all gym on fire right now. Ringside with the Lions, that's male shit. Maul, you need to come out with a channel or something. You need to do something, man. Goddamn, be more visible instead of staying in the compound.
You just told that guy to shut up. Now you want him to be more visible.
I'm saying that he need to be more visible when it come down to promoting himself, not going at his brother.
That's what he's doing.
Bro, they dog. Let me tell you something.
Going at each other is promoting themselves.
No, it is not. No, it is not, bro.
Okay. Let me ask you this: what's the goal of self-promotion?
Self-promotion is to get more eyeballs.
Okay. What is this doing right now?
But you don't do it at the expense of tearing down your blood.
You're not tearing it down. Not if y'all already know, nigga. This is what we do.
But let me ask you this. Let me tell you this. Let's say this real quick.
All right.
I understand your marketing genius when it comes down to this kind of shit. But what I'm saying is that I don't think that one of them they're not on the same page.
Oh,
it's cool. It's cool. It's cool when one motherfucker think, okay, when both motherfuckers think, oh yeah, man, we gonna go ahead and sell this shit and we gonna pump it up. But I think one motherfucker saying, yeah, we gonna sell this shit and pump it up, and the other motherfucker like, wait, you insulting me, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, like, yeah. So I'm thinking,
I can see that.
Yeah. Because in the interview I just watched, man, that motherfucker Mel was like, man, you know, he basically said everything but fuck Ronnie Shields.
Yeah.
You did? And Mara was like, Ronnie Shields is the shit. You don't say that kind of shit, man. And if you know that y'all just promote this shit, man, it seems like it's getting a little bit personal. So I don't know. Like I say, shout out to them boys, man. Y'all doing a great job. Y'all doing your thing, man. I respect what y'all doing and shit, man. Just if y'all gonna bicker and get into it and shit, man, do that shit off camera, man. Nobody want to see that shit. But unless y'all go in that motherfucker, well, yeah, my dog CP, he want to see that shit. But H-Town all day, you heard me? Man, nobody want to see that shit. But yeah, you know, go at these motherfuckers, man. That's next in line right now for the topics, man. Shit, Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders, man. Shit. Right now, Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders is a no-go. You feel me? Billy Joe Saunders got word today that fight is off the table for the end of the year.
Who took it off the table?
His promoter, Hearn, basically said that shit was a no-go out of there.
So was the offer low or what?
No, they're not saying nothing about it, man. Everybody hush mouth. And how I know, and this is the crazy part, right? This is the crazy part about, especially with Hearn. Let me tell you something about Hearn, man. Everybody in the boxing world know Hearn don't give a fuck about talking about numbers. Oh, he'll put you on blast behind some numbers. So I'm thinking it had nothing to do with money. Because if it had something to do with money, Billy Joe Saunders would have said that shit. You understand? So I don't think Hearn went at him and saying, oh, it was a money thing. It was this, that, and the third. I don't think it was that. I think it was more or less a timing. I don't think Canelo have no intentions of fighting this year, bro. I think that, you know.
Wait, so you thinking it's Canelo's side or is it Hearn?
I know it's Canelo's side.
Why would Hearn be hush mouth then?
Because
I'm thinking this is what I think.
Because if it's not about money, what's really to talk about? I mean, you can't really. What else you gonna say?
I'm thinking Canelo them gave him a sweet offer.
Mm-hmm.
Hearn is looking at matching up his own guys. You got to get a dance partner for Demetrius Andrade at some point. He's been on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? He's too talented of a fighter to not have a fight against a good opponent. I'm thinking maybe Saunders and Andrade get into it, and they line it up on the zone and get it done that way. And those are two Hearn fighters. Even though Canelo's on the zone, he's a golden boy fighter. And I'm thinking that's what Hearn is. Hearn is taking the Al Heyman mode.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And trying to match up his guys in-house.
I think that's something too. Let me. Another thing too, like that makes sense. That makes sense. So Billy Joe Saunders, he tweeted out a few minutes ago. He said, "Looks like the big one won't happen, Alvarez, but still, Boo Boo Andrade and Kellum Smith should be made in November for DAZN, Matchroom Sports, Eddie Hearn, get it made."
There you go.
I feel like, but I feel like that makes sense. But I also feel like if Canelo has no intentions of fighting at the end of the year, I think that what he hold, what title he hold right now?
Look, man, you trying to make me take my hat off?
Yeah, I think that they should. I think they should. You know, they should get on his ass, man. The sanctioned bodies should get on his ass because I know he holding the title right now, but I just need to know.
But he's he's a franchise champion. So
that's the bullshit.
You're not taking it away. Can't take that away.
But that's what I'm saying, and that franchise shit is bullshit to me, dog. Like, I feel like he should pay. You know what I'm saying? For not being able. He's WBA. Yeah, he's the franchise champion. Okay, cool, fine and dandy, whatever. All I'm saying is that I feel like Canelo should pay for not participating this year. And I don't want to say that. I don't want to sound like a bitch ass motherfucker because of that. But man, the guy done tried to make 4 or 5 fights this year so far after the pandemic. You know what I mean? After the pandemic, when everybody got in there and tried to make fights and was going on with their careers, he tried to make 4 or 5 fights with 4 or 5 names. The shit didn't work, you know? And he had 4 or 5 agendas for those fights. Even the last one for the vacant WBC belt at 168. You know, It was always an agenda, man. And I feel like now it's time for him to put the fuck up or shut up, man, and get out the way. You know? You got Jamel. You got Jamel Charlo over there at WBC right now. You got Andre. You got Golovkin. You got all of these guys right there that you can do something with. Billy Joe Saunders was gonna take the fight. Kellum Smith take the fight. It's a lot of people that he could really put and get down with, man, but he just choosing not to participate. So I feel like they should really question his status as a champion. Really start making some mandatories. Really start putting some stipulations on, and everything. Besides just hiding behind that veil of being the franchise champion, and make him do something, bro. Because I'm gonna be real, man. This Billy Joe Saunders shit today was the last straw for me and Canelo, and I'm a Canelo fan. But it was the last straw for me because that was one of the last names that you could put him with that would be of value.
Well,
that he'd be willing to fight.
But I'm saying, and the zone is not accepting any mediocre opponents. So if he doesn't come with anybody, we know Canelo's going to be on the shelf, whether it be voluntarily or involuntarily. So that's that, man. And now, Deontay Wilder, my brother.
Tough,
I have something to say. Okay. At this point, since your loss to Tyson, your loss in the rematch to Tyson Fury, you originally came out and you said you had on a 45-pound suit, your legs were tied, took something out of you. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. That's one. And okay, that makes sense. But you were on record stating that you work out with 45-pound weight vests on for your legs.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's another story.
Yeah.
Okay. Then as time went on, you started to hear things about Tyson Fury cheated. The gloves were tampered with. I've got proof. I'm going to come out with a mountain of proof. This was about a week ago. Still no proof. But these stories have been circulating since the fight was over. Still no proof. That's another thing. Mm-hmm. Now you've got this guy, Junior Fa. He's a heavyweight. He was in the camp sparring with Wilder. He's coming out saying Wilder injured his bicep before the fight. Right. At this point, Deontay Wilder needs to tighten up his camp, stop all the noise coming out, all the leaks coming out, because it's not doing anything for him. It's only making him look like a sore loser, an excuse maker.
Yep.
And it doesn't bode well for his reputation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he's trying to do, whether he's trying to embolden his fans and give them some confidence that he can win a third fight because of all these things that supposedly went wrong in the rematch. But to me, it just makes them look worse.
Yeah, they make him look weak, man.
I don't know. What you think about that, man?
Man, I agree. Man, I agree all the way through. I feel like the guy, he got a lot of, that's another one, Deontay Wilder, a lot of soul searching. But instead of him doing the soul searching, he been doing excuse searching. And everybody around him is yes men. And let's be real, like, Deontay Wilder, I like what he brings to the table. I like, what he did for the heavyweight division and everything. But all of the excuses he even came up with and all of the shit his brother said and everything all in between, bro, I just feel like it's been unnecessary. I think they've been shooting themselves in the foot at every turn. Instead of them just doing what AJ said, and that's another thing too. Everybody say that AJ is this and AJ is that and AJ can't do this and AJ can't do that. And I've been a victim. I'm guilty of that shit too. But what I can't call him, what I can't call AJ is a sore loser.
Right.
Can't call him a sore loser. And I think Wilder showed that he's not on the level of, he don't have the character that somebody like AJ have. You understand?
AJ took that loss, man. He didn't make no excuses. He went back to the drawing board and he came back better.
And look, everybody around him that was making excuses, he checked them and told them, "Nah, man, that's not what happened, or this ain't what happened, or this and that, or whatever." He shut them down. I'm gonna take it like a man, and I'm gonna keep it moving, and that's what character. That's what builds character, and I think AJ always had that character about him, and I think that's what Wilder likes. He likes that ability to say, you know what, man, I'm gonna be a stand-up guy, and that's not what happened, bro. I took my loss by a better man, and that's it. But his pride I'm gonna tell you what happened with Fury in particular. I think he would have took this loss a little bit better, probably, if it would have been anybody who beat him except Fury, because it was so much behind Fury. It was so much going on with those fights with Fury, with the racist undertones that they had in there. It was a whole bunch of stuff that was going on, right? And I think that with Fury beating him and the way Fury beat him, I think it took a toll on his manhood. Yeah,
Wilder had made himself out to be Shaka Zulu, or somebody. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
he couldn't take that. He couldn't take it. His ego couldn't take it.
No, he couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. All right, Sergey Kovalev, y'all probably remember him. He was a light heavyweight champion of the world. Couple losses against Ward. Recent loss against the man of the hour, Canelo Alvarez. Anyway, long story short, they dropped a lawsuit against him, but the criminal case is ongoing. So, long story short, in 2018, June of 2018, a person of interest name is Jamie Franks. It was a woman she accused him of beating her up. And it's a breach of contract lawsuit that happened, right? Mm-hmm. So basically, I'm not really sure how they both connect, but the breach of contract was from Jamie Franks, and she wanted $650,000 to be paid over time in 3 installments. So they said that Kovalev failed to honor the terms of that settlement. So I guess they was going to court for that issue, and the criminal.
So basically, the lawsuit is dropped. So there was probably no breach of contract, but the criminal aspect of him beating her up is still in question.
Yeah, and the more I'm reading it, the person of interest, the person that filed the lawsuit, is the same person that's accusing him of getting beat up. So of beating him up. So yeah. So that's how they both connect. But on the 24th in the court, in California court, France sent a voluntary dismissal notice to the district on the 24th, basically, and said that she wanted to pull out, and that so they dismissed the complaint without prejudice.
That's good news. That's good news on the civil front, and hopefully it comes out. He comes out okay on the criminal aspect. Hopefully he did not beat the woman up.
Yeah.
Jamie, we sure that's a female?
I'm not sure. I mean, the names. I don't know. If it's a he or
Jamie,
her.
Jamie France. Hopefully it's a male. Hopefully Kovalev's not going around laying hands on women. But hey.
No. It's a woman. It's a woman.
It's a woman. Oh.
Yeah, it's a woman. Yeah, it's a woman.
Yeah. Dang,
yeah,
man.
That's a tough pill to swallow.
Tough break. We'll see how that plays out. I don't really have much comment on it right now, man.
Yeah, me either, man. We just have to see how that play out. All right. Well, everybody know, Luke Campbell and Ryan Garcia, they signed a fight somewhere around November. And Garcia said, I think it was like a couple weeks ago, a week ago, he said that beating Luke Campbell is just like going to the Olympics and getting a gold medal, right? So Luke Campbell basically responded and said, he looking forward to thoroughly breaking down Ryan Garcia and stopping him. So
as am I. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, and I want to know how he's going to do it. I want to see if Ryan Garcia can give Luke Campbell the resistance. I think it's a risk. A lot of people don't think that Luke Campbell has the speed, or I know he has the talent, but he just don't have the physical tools to be able to beat Ryan up and catch him or whatever, right? So I want to see what Luke Campbell mean by breaking him down and stopping him. Do he see something that we don't see?
Do you know what? Because when you don't have the speed to catch up with a guy, you know what you go for? The body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you go
The
to
body,
the body.
the body don't move like the head does. If you head hunting out there, then Ryan Garcia's physical abilities can show. He can slip and counter and display those fast hands. But if you break down that body, that will slow him down that will bring him down to your level, and then you can go to work. And I think that's the route that Luke, the veteran, Luke Campbell, is gonna go. And I look forward to seeing him try to execute it. I look forward to seeing how Ryan Garcia handles and deals with that. And then we're gonna find out a lot about Ryan Garcia.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna see, man. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. All right, going into MMA news, man. Overeem, Alistair Overeem, man, heavyweight division. He on this next slide. I'm not gonna say a second run for the title or whatever, because he done had a couple chances to get there, man. He just fell short. He TKO'd his opponent in the 5th round, Sakai. I mean, with strikes or whatnot. Elbows. He beat the shit out of him with the elbows, man. I mean, while it was on the ground, he really cut him up. He looked pretty good. Overeem, to me, I think he passed his prime. I think he probably won't get to a title shot just because it's so much going on in the heavyweight division. The heavyweight division in the UFC is a hell of a lot different than it is in boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Now with John Jones in the equation.
Oh yeah, it's way more activity going on in the heavyweight division now. I don't think Overeem has what it takes to go on another run to get there. He did what he was supposed to do over the weekend. I don't think that's going to really get him the way he needs to be. And on that card, Ovan St. Preux, a.k.a. OSP, he scored a 2nd round knockout against Alonzo Mansfield. I still say OSP, man, it could do some damage at light heavyweight. He had a good fight against John Jones at one point. I'm not really sure what can happen at this point with the light heavyweight division, because we already know that John Jones going to heavyweight and it's an opening there. We already know it's a fight set for the light heavyweight division, and I'm trying to figure out where do OSP fit in that whole picture when it come down to the light heavyweight division. But it's interesting to see because he put him on his ass, man.
Hey, but judging off of the UFC and its past history, it's safe to say he'll be back in the mix. He's gonna be right there because, like you explained to me in an earlier episode, once these guys get to the top level, it's no going back down. You know, you either gonna shit or get off the pot. So with him coming with a big win, he's gonna have another fight on that level or above. And once if he keeps winning, there's no stopping his collision course with whoever the light heavyweight champion may be.
Yeah, you're right about that. It just depends on it kind of just depends on how the division shape out since John Jones gone, like you said.
Yeah, well, you know, he's gonna get a title fight, but the big money fight is the question. Who's, you know what I'm saying, with the money man moving up, somebody's gotta emerge as a draw.
Yeah, because you got Riaz and you have Blanchwich. I think that's how you pronounce his name. They fighting for the title.
Right.
So I'm not saying that he gonna go straight to them, but I know he got maybe one more fight and then he'll be there depending on what happened in the division.
And
so I'm interested to see.
I think good fights make stars in the UFC. So if he puts on some exciting performances, then he could generate some buzz.
Yeah. Man, now on that same card too, right? They had a guy, now, you know, I'm high on up and coming fighters. This guy is not necessarily a spring chicken, and he's not necessarily an up and coming guy, but he's one of those guys that's exciting to watch. And his name is Michel Pereira. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Pereira. That guy right there, man. That guy, Michel Pereira. That guy right there, man. He really put on a show. He got a funny style though, man. Like, you know, he
unorthodox.
Man, that shit reminds me of a young Anderson Silva, but just with a little bit more movement, a little bit more in and out. Like he just be moving that motherfucker be all over the place, and he be hitting you, and he unorthodox with his striking, like how John Jones was early in his career. Well, he scored a second round submission, rear naked choke against his opponent. And he called out Masvidal, Jorge Masvidal. So I'm interested to see how that'll go. I'm interested to see if Masvidal will take that fight. But right now, we both know that Diaz and Masvidal is going up for another
talking about a rematch.
Yeah, so we just don't know. And speaking on Diaz's name, rumors are circulating, and it's getting heavy buzz right about now, that Nate Diaz's brother, Nick Diaz, is returning next year. So,
oh yeah, hey, and when the Diaz brothers are active, man, the UFC is great.
Yeah,
you know, those guys bring a different kind of atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? They bring disdain. They bring real animosity to the fight with them. You know what I'm saying? They are they bad motherfuckers.
They fight us, man, and it's nothing like watching two fighters fight. Like and it's nothing like at least you know when they show up, it's gonna be a show.
And they're some of the most fluid guys in the UFC with their hands.
Yeah. And you know, this is the crazy part about it is, right? You know, both of them used to spar with Andre Ward, right?
Yeah.
So you already know, like they got a pedigree in boxing, so that just goes in their favor. Well, Dana White announced that the UFC next two major events is gonna happen on Fight Island. UFC 253 and UFC 254. We have a couple fights coming up with that. We'll talk about that at a later time. We already got the cards. We'll talk about that. But those two events is going to be held at Fight Island. And one of those big events is Adesanya and Costa.
Oh,
so yeah, that fight, one of those events is going to be the headline for one of those. I think it's 253. I think it's 253 if I'm not mistaken. Let me see real quick. Hold on.
I'm gonna have to bite the bullet. I'm gonna buy that pay-per-view because I'm still a little timid about going to Twin Peaks where I would normally go to watch my UFC events. So I'm gonna bite the bullet and buy that. Say so it's 253?
Yeah, it's gonna be UFC 253.
Okay.
That's gonna be the fight. That's the fight I'm waiting to see. But we'll talk about that at another time. But yeah, they both of those fights is gonna be held at Fight Island. And you know, UFC, to be real, UFC has done a great job with they COVID protocol and even putting on events, period. I know a lot of people was getting flack for putting on events and they was just catching hell, man, for how they just jumped out of there and said, you know what, man, we just gonna do it and we gonna put fights on and get back to business. But to be real, they've been leading the charge. Even against the NBA, even against the NFL, even against boxing and every other sport, they've been leading the way with all of the protocols and just getting back to a regular way of life, man. So I gotta commend Dana White for that shit, man. So
hey, shout out Dana White. Hey guys, you riding with us this long. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share. Those are the three keys here, man. We need you guys to like, subscribe, and share so we can keep bringing you this show. You know, it's only getting greater and greater. You know, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate your viewership. We appreciate you listening to what we have to say. And we really do take pride in bringing you the latest news in boxing and MMA and just getting on here and discussing it. And we look forward to, as we grow, we can start doing this show maybe in a live format. We're gonna have you guys call in and interact, but we gotta see that the demand is there. So if you could just show us that you're listening, like, subscribe, share, so that we can gain some traction here and keep doing what we do, man, and bringing you guys news on the sport that we love.
Yeah. Shout out to the Pugilism Company. Shout out to Apple Podcasts. Shout out to Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, everybody who's supporting us, everybody who's supporting the podcast, everybody who showing interest in having a podcast on their platforms, man. Facebook Watch, that's another big platform. Y'all need to go to Facebook and y'all need to go and join the TLR, #TLR Facebook group. y'all need to go in like the lockerroom.com Facebook page. And
that Facebook group is #TLR and then the locker room. That's TheLockRoom.
Yeah. So yeah, man, shit. Y'all already know Tuesdays, Fridays, we here. If y'all have any suggestions, any topics y'all want us to talk about, y'all got any fighters y'all want us to interview, y'all got any fighters y'all want us to profile, whether it be MMA, whether it be boxing, whether it be mainstream, whether it be local, any house shows, any shows available that y'all got footage of that y'all want us to promote, shoot us a DM. Me, IG at 337 Urban Legend. That's me on all platforms.
There's somebody right here. I think this is Noe Lopez, man. Just hit me up. And we're going to have to get him on the show. He had a big win a couple weeks ago in Alabama. Man. Got him a knockout victory. Shout out to Noe Lopez. Hey, guys, look. Once again, Viva Mexico. Enjoy your Taco Tuesday. It's been a pleasure. CP and JB, man.
We out, man. Y'all be good. Peace.